Welcome back to Exposing Human Trafficking. Someone asked a really good question about my family, and I wanted to take a quick minute just to answer. Um, I don't want to discuss my younger brother and sister, for their safety. I've always been very protective over them. But they asked about my mom. My mom is a piece of work. I had told her that there was this weird hippie dude that kept coming around when I was busking, and I was a bit concerned about this person because they wanted me to date him so much, and this person was just, there was something not right with them, okay? Um, if you check my other videos, and I do invite you to binge watch so you can catch up because there's so much to tell. Brad Pitt had been coming around in Taos, New Mexico, and he was dressed up like a weird hippie dude or a biker. And he had like this disgusting gray wig that was chin length, so it covered most of his face. And he wore like a hat or a motorcycle helmet or something. And he had sunglasses on and a jacket. I knew that Brad Pitt had been in Taos because I had heard from people um, that he was there. And remember, I had my mind blanked out with Brad. When I found out that he was the one who had betrayed me and handed me over to the satanic coven known as Our Lady of Endor out of Chatsworth, California, I wanted nothing to do with it. Brad Pitt had lied to me about being a Satanist. He pretended to be a Christian. And he even baptized me in the pool. So, I was just a little baby Christian, and the way he pretended just to trap me was just disgusting. Because I had confronted him about being a Satanist. Someone had told me he was, and he denied it. So, I had heard that he was there, but I didn't know about what had happened in my past with him. There was a reason why, this was the safest ways the doctors could stabilize me. And he had sent this one flying monkey lady, and I'll tell you more about other flying monkeys in other videos. And there are some already documented. She was like, "Look, it's Brad Pitt." He walked right past me. And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." And she's like, "Well, we should go and get his autograph." And I was like, "Leave him alone." She's like, "You don't want his autograph, or you don't want to talk to him?" And I was like, "No. Those people, they get bothered all the time being celebrities. Let him enjoy his vacation. Um, so he kept coming around. But, I was working. I was there to bust to make money. I wasn't there to be a groupie or anything else. My main objection was work. And then I mentioned it in another video. I finally did realize it was Brad Pitt. He came up to me, and I just don't want to rehash the same thing that's on other videos, so you'll just have to go and find them. And I told my mom, I said, "Wow, um, that weird hippie dude, that's Brad Pitt. And he's been coming around, and wow, he likes my singing." And I was like, so flattered that someone, thinking of his caliber, liked my talent. Well, he kept coming around more, and he'd kind of like flirt a little bit. He had backed off on, talking and screaming, saying things about he needed help raising his children. And I said, he's doing these things, like one day when he tipped me, he kind of bowed as he put the money in my hat. And my mother says, he's courting you. I said, what? Yeah, he's courting you. I'm like, why would Brad Pitt be courting me? What does he want with my ass? Come on. And then she's like, I sent you to college so that you can learn how to read. And I went, read? I read. No, you're not reading. I'm like, reading what? The tabloids. I'm like, why would I read the tabloids? 90% of that stuff isn't even true. And the 10% that's true is the person's name and their picture. That's it. She's like, he's going through a horrible divorce, worse than the one that I went through with your father. So she was still lying to me about my paternity. She didn't tell me that the man she married was my stepfather. And I'm like, you read that stuff? And she's like, no, I don't buy the magazines. I just look at them. You go to the store every day and you don't even look at it. I said, I go to the store, I go get my groceries or whatever I need and I leave. I don't have time for that crap. I have a life. So, this was, I want to say around November 2018. And then all of a sudden, she sends my younger brother to Florida, to my younger sister's house. But it wasn't like Thanksgiving. It wasn't a holiday. All of a sudden, he just went. And he got some stuff and came back. Now, fast forward to when all this stuff started happening in March of 2019, when I had to leave, where there were a few kidnapping attempts. I mean, it was so bad, there were drones being flown over my house. And I couldn't understand, and I called the cops, and the cops didn't come out. I told my supposed best friend, I was on the phone with her when the drones were flying over. And she's gaslighting me, going, oh, well, maybe it's just someone playing outside. And I'm like, no, we're in the middle of nowhere. Nobody should be coming out here with drones. It's like midnight. Who the hell is flying drones at midnight over just my house, okay? It's not like it's going all over the neighborhood. It's not going on the other streets. It's right on my house. And so, after the whole ordeal of running, and there's videos on that, on all the things that happened when I was running and getting police escorts to jurisdiction lines, people taking photographs and videos, cars chasing me. It's all, you have to go binge watch. I show up at my mom's house. I didn't know how to get there. I was afraid to put Google Maps because I knew that my phone was compromised. The cops had already showed me that. There was the Find My Device, and they were finding out. So I got a police escort to my mom's building. And when I got there, I found out that the name of her building, Brad Pitt had mentioned it to me. And she was calm. I'm like, Mom, I just went through this whole thing. I don't know what the hell's going on. She's like, oh. She didn't hug me. She didn't kiss me. She said, oh, let's just go inside. Like nothing. I went inside. I took a long bath. I hadn't had a bath in 10 days because I was running. Scared to death. She's complaining that I look like a homeless person. And then it was just weird. I noticed she had a bookcase and she had pictures of all the family, my younger brother and sister, the grandkids, even her dog, a bird that she had for a long time that had passed away. But there was no picture of me, not one. And I was like, this is, I don't know. I've always been the black sheep. So I was like, okay. Then she gave me a bag of old, stained up, used up, cruddy panties of hers. And I was like, the fuck? Why are you giving me this, But see, Brad had been trying to make me wake up and remember things. One of the things that I said about my stepfather was that being raped by him and having to have sex with him was like having to use one of her old dirty panties. She kept trying to give me the walk. That's what she had sent my younger brother to go get. The walk, you'll hear about that in another video. But that's where my stepfather had cooked up a fetus that they forced an abortion on me after they raped me and got me pregnant as a sacrifice to Satan, and he ate it. And the fetus, it had been dead inside of me. It smelled bad. It was rotten. And he cooked it up with some garlic and onion. And I would never touch the wok. She kept telling me, you should take the wok. Yeah, you like the wok. That's your favorite pan. You should have it. Everything else in her house was new except for the wok. And then the cops came. They wanted to ask me some questions about what had happened, and there was an advocate. This group, Our Lady of Endrick Satanist Coven, originated in Ohio, and in Chicago, there had been some, I think it was a murder or something, and it was some case that they were working on. They wanted to know what I knew, and I told them about what happened to me, and they were also investigating that, about my case. And they told me that she was acting weird. That there was something not right. When the cops came, she didn't even want to be there. And I told her she better get her ass over there to this interview because they were going to come see me. I was living somewhere else now. And I told her she better get her ass over to where the interview was going to be because it was all her fault. But they picked up that she knew something and she wasn't being honest. My stepfather decided to fly in because he was going to handle me. And my mother didn't want to give me phone numbers from family members. I found out from a cousin. She told me that my cousin hated me and didn't want to talk to me. And when I finally did get a hold of my cousin said no, that wasn't true. That she didn't know what I was going through. And she had never spoken with my mom. And she said she still loved me and that if I needed anything, that she was there for me. But meanwhile, my mom told me that my cousin didn't want to know about me. So, knowing everything that I told her about what my stepfather had done, the threats that he was going to hurt my younger brother and sister when they were, kids, knowing that there was a grandchild that was a minor that was now in the house with my pedophile, predator, human trafficking, Satanist stepfather. She didn't want the cops to go over there. She told me, well, just, if you want to call him and scream at him, do it somewhere else. Take him to the casino or something. Because he likes to go to casinos. Or, insult him in a restaurant. But she had no intentions of protecting my underage nephew. So, I had talked to my therapist who also said that my mom wasn't acting right. There was something she was hiding. And I got the phone number of my stepfather. And my mom wouldn't give me my younger brother's address. He was staying at his house. And I couldn't remember how to get to his house. It was really hard at this time because I was having a nervous breakdown. The integration was failing. Altars were coming out in pieces and bits. I was going in and out. I knew of some things and some things I didn't. And so I called them up. And, my therapist office, they were like, no, don't do it. You haven't done the work yet. You're still really fragile. Because my mom kept telling me that she wanted to take me to go see a therapist. And I was like, okay, well, give me their phone number. But she wouldn't give me their phone number. Well, who is it? Where are they? Because I needed to make sure that I was going to go to someone that knew how to handle multiple personality disorder. And she wouldn't tell me. No, I'll just take you there. And I was like, no, you need to tell me where I'm going. And Brad had told me that he had wanted to take me to a doctor to fix my head because I couldn't remember him. So I know that they were working together. And I had found another therapist. So I called my stepfather and I said, Daddy. And he's like, oh my God, I've been looking for you. Where have you been? Yeah, bullshit, because every time he knew where I was, he sent these men after me. And I said, I'm here. Where are you? And he said, I'm at your younger brother's house. And I said, what's the address? And he said, I don't know. And I said, can you find a piece of mail and read the address to me? And he's like, yeah. And he went and got a piece of mail. He read me the address. And I said, "You fucking son of a bitch." I was cursing in Spanish. It's hard to translate it. But I said, "You are fucked. You shit on your mother. Te cagaste en tu madre. You raped me. You prostituted me. You made sex videos of me. You forced an abortion on me. You killed the fetus in the abortion. You cooked the fetus and ate it. You killed my cat. And you've been extorting money from Brad Pitt since he became famous in the mid-90s. You fucking son of a bitch. You're going to jail." And I hung up on him. I felt really good. I threw all that emotional vomit that I had been carrying right on him. My next call was to the police. And I had the police go over there. Now, I don't know what happened. The police, according to them, this is what I always get. It's not in our jurisdiction, even though these are federal crimes, but then the FBI doesn't want to do anything. But then after that, my mom refused to talk to me. She went and picked up the phone. She started holding back my mail. I had money coming in the mail from some business. She knew I needed the money to run. And finally, I left her a message and I said that withholding my mail was a federal crime and I needed my money. And that I was going to have her arrested. She deposited the check that I was waiting for in my account. And I went and opened a new account. But my mom decided to sell me out and stick with them. My mother has a degree in psychology and early childhood. She knows what multiple personality disorder is. She knows what causes it. She studied that. She's watched it on television. And she has Google on her phone. Instead of helping me, she was sitting there watching television. There was something else she did. She got a nightlight